young girl, I really, really wanted to be Wonder Woman. She was fast. She could leap over things. She could solve almost any problem. So why am I talking about Wonder Woman? You were here to listen to me talk about AI, right? Well, it was actually reflecting on the idea of Wonder Woman that got me started in AI. I wanted to find a way to transform how we generated insight from data. I wanted to work faster. I wanted to have more freedom to think and think creatively. I was essentially searching for a solution that would give my team superpowers. So that was back in 2019. And what we didn't know at the time is that we were innovating, experimenting, and problem solving with what would become the fastest growing technology in history. It took 2 months for ChatGPT to get 100 million users, compared to 10 years for Netflix. We were using generative AI to create new workflows, solve problems, and ultimately innovate a whole new future for our industry before ChatGPT was even born. So why is generative AI such a game changer? So yes, it's 1,000 times faster than humans at analysing data. Yes, if it's built right, it can very accurately predict behaviours. And absolutely, it can make spend and processes more efficient. But what I love about generative AI is that it allows us to move at the speed of thought. It allows us to reframe how we innovate and solve problems. It allows us to remove manual processes and complexity in workflows and be more creative and more thoughtful in what we do. In my business at Yabble, we use generative AI to help businesses better understand their customers. We generate AI audiences that replicate real-world consumers who work collaboratively with these businesses to test ideas, express opinions, create new products, all at the speed of thought. And this idea of moving at the speed of thought translates across many different industries. For example, you might be sitting there feeling a bit thirsty. Well, how about you try an AI PA? So this beer was brewed with the smarts of generative AI. From the type of hops that are used, the brewing time, the sensory scores, even the packaging was all created with generative AI. So AI reduces time to market, but it can also actually help create some pretty tasty brews. But more seriously, the impact of moving at the speed of thought can have a much more profound effect. So in November this year, Google DeepMind released the code behind its AlphaFold 3 AI to the scientific community. This AI is used to predict how a protein will fold into its unique 3D shape. This has historically been a very slow and expensive process. By releasing the Alpha-3 fold to the scientific community, it's helped scientists study diseases, develop new drugs, and even design custom proteins for specific tasks, all almost at the speed of thought. In a recent study in Forbes, a recent article in Forbes, Accenture was quoted as saying they estimate as much as 40% of working hours will be augmented or automated by generative AI. So that will obviously have a profound impact on the society at large. But I like to think about it a little bit differently. In a world where we are constantly complaining about having a lack of time, in a world where we're buying books to help us manage the rush, we're buying pills and supplements to help with managing cortisone, AI can actually give us a really special gift, one that is probably the most scarce on the planet. And it can give us the gift of time. It allows us to reclaim back time in our lives. And you know what? It's actually just getting started. So up until now, we've very much been experiencing the impact of generative AI from a conversational AI viewpoint. So think, hey, ChatGPT might write me that marketing plan, or I've got a cool party coming up this weekend. Create me a party invite. But look, this is just the start. As computational computing power increases and AI advances, what we're going to see next is AI as our everyday companion. And one of the big drivers of this is the rise in the capability of AI agents. So an AI agent is a little bit like having your own 007. So an AI agent is a software program or system that perceives, decides, and acts. AI agents are autonomous. They operate on their own without the need for constant human interaction. They're interactive. They can work with people or with other systems, and they're goal-orientated. So they're looking to complete specific tasks. It's a little bit like having your own kind of army of AI assistants or AI digital assistants working for you, helping you complete your tasks. Probably the AI agent that most people will be familiar with is autonomous cars. So an AI agent essentially drives the autonomous car. It heavily relies on agents to navigate, make decisions, and ensure safety. But what I think is actually way more interesting in this space is the application of companion AI into our everyday lives through the use of wearable technology or personal devices. So these are some early examples. It's not quite the 007 I promised you, but they are very useful devices in terms of helping claim time back in our everyday lives. Though these devices will book flights for you, they will actually do real-time translation for you. And the Humane AI pin, which is this one here, the white one, will literally let you see answers in the palm of your hand. It will project into the palm of your hand. And look, this is just the start. Recently, there was another big announcement. You may have seen this. The launch of Apple Intelligence that's going to be rolling out around the world as we speak. Now, what this does is it brings generative AI into our pockets. It brings it into the mainstream. And even though this isn't necessarily an AI agent, what it is doing is it's really the start of embedding AI into our everyday lives. It's giving us back time and changing our expectations of how things work and how things get done. If you want to look a little bit further into the future, some of you may have seen this. This is Tesla's AI humanoid Optimus. And for as little as $30,000 US, you can have one of these very own in your house. It's kind of like the next au pair. And these are rolling out in the next few years. So that world of the Jetsons isn't so science fiction anymore. So some of you might be sitting there feeling a bit uncomfortable, kind of going, what's going to happen to this world that I'm living in? And you look, absolutely there's going to be disruption, there's going to be challenges, but I actually think AI also has the potential to give us something else. And that is, it has the potential to give us joy. It has the potential to allow us to connect and experience things differently. So as I look past companion AI, the next kind of thing that we're going to see and experience in our lives is what I'm calling immersive AI. And this is where multimodal AI really comes into its own. And multimodal AI is essentially like replicating human senses. So think about sound, think about sight, think about maybe taste, maybe smell, all of that coming together. And we're replicating the human experience through data. So for me, when I think about this, I think about a future. I imagine a world, a really immersive, connected world, where even though my 85-year-old mother might be 10,000 miles away, I can kind of take her by the hand and walk her through my last holiday experience in Paris. She can feel what it's like, she can smell the smells, she can listen to the noises, and I can talk to her about what that experience was like. Or if you're a brand, no more focus groups anymore. You can actually walk through your customer's world and be there with them. And in a world that is increasingly lonely, we have the opportunity to make new types of connections. So Pengu, an AI character app with millions of users in the US, creates virtual pets. But there's a little bit of a twist. To raise one of these virtual pets, you have to do it, you can't do it alone. It requires two people to care for it. So that joy of connection is actually being facilitated through the use of AI. And copyright issues aside, there is also the potential for joy through a world of heightened creativity and possibly maybe a new form of immortality.
Hello, I'm not Johnny Cash. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Oh, come on, Barbie, let's go party, 'cause I'm in a Barbie world.
So, so tonight, I encourage you all to be brave, explore, be curious, experiment, and use AI to unlock your own superpowers. Thank you.